we're fortunate to be joined by a very seasoned academic and an industry practitioner. He's a lecturer in the Department of Finance at the University of Ghana Business School. He will share with us a presentation on the knowledge tilt, how knowledge has shifted through the years in financial literacy and retirement planning. Would you please make welcome Dr. Godfred Amewu.
Thank you so much for setting the pace. Max and the group, thanks so much for putting this together. It's been wonderful, and I think there's no better time than this. And we hope that after the session today, some of us will have a different perception about financial and retirement planning, and move on to do the right thing. Thank you so much. And I want to say good morning to you all. It's a privilege to lead this discussion on the topic. Please, if you can you project the material for us? So this morning, within the next 20 minutes, we want to have a discussion on knowledge builds in financial literacy and retirement planning. Obviously, we will all retire one day. Sometimes, as our daddy said, you are young and you think retirement, you know it will come, but it is not now. But it will catch up with you so fast that you sit down and you begin asking yourself, is it true that I'm retiring? You know? And for the fact that it will catch up with us, calls for planning, right? Calls for planning. And financial literacy, by definition, has to do with the skills and the knowledge you need to be able to plan or to manage your financial assets. Obviously, if you don't have a very good idea about your finances, then you're going to run into trouble. Somebody says, money is blood. Or blood is money. Which is which? Blood is money. And if blood is life, then it means that if you don't manage your money well, your life will be affected. Do you agree with me? You agree? Okay. So if your life is not well planned, there's going to be trouble. And that is why it is very, very important for us to pay attention to the issue of financial literacy, and also within the context of retirement. Is it very important to have an idea about your finances? Of course, investing in yourself is a kind of the first investment that you want to offer to yourself, because that is what will bring the money. Now, investing in yourself, there are other assets that you might want to invest in. So it could be the fixed income securities. It could be any of the money market instruments. It could even be going into entrepreneurial businesses. They are all investments, right? And all these investments are supposed to lead you to have a sound financial position. Now, with all this in mind, you are heading towards your retirement stage. So whatever investment you do today, to be able to put you in a position so that you can live comfortably when you retire. All right? Okay. So in order not to assume that everybody here understands what financial literacy is, that is why we are taking the time to look at the issues of financial literacy. Why is it important? So that you know where to put your money. You know which instrument to put your money. You know which retirement product to put your money in. You know where to put your money in. We'll be looking at the other part of the discussion, the tilt in time, in knowledge. So if you are not well informed financially, you take wrong financial decisions. What are the instruments that will give you the highest yield within the insurance sector, the banking sector, the financial sector, or any of the sectors, even into the real estate sector? You don't just get up, somebody tells you, oh, we've heard that there's a business in town. If you take 5,000 there, within 3 months, you get 10,000. So you also go and sell your father's land in the village and run, take the money and dump it in. I don't want to mention men's gold. So the point is that if you are really financially literate, the core point is that it will help you to take sound financial decisions. You'll be able to assess the risk of every investment and take the right decision. Now, let's look at the issue on retirement. Retirement plan. So, retirement planning basically can take any form. So, what are you going to do when you are on retirement? But we want to concentrate on the financial part of your retirement. So, you can decide that, okay, I want to go on retirement. And when I go on retirement, I become the one of the elders in my community. So I can go and stay in the family house. Then I can be managing the land small, I'll be selling it small. You try that one and see. You'll be in the house and the small boys in town will come and insult you in your own house. Yeah. You can also decide that, okay, I want to retire by maybe building a business here in Accra and managing it. Anyhow you want to plan your retirement, it's your decision. And it's a choice you must. And one of those options you need to consider is to have a sound financial knowledge in the retirement products that are available to you on the market. Hello? Hello? So, retirement planning is very, very important. Why do you think we need to have an idea, or we need to have a retirement planning, an excellent retirement planning? You see, the point is that from active work to retirement, it's a transition. And if you're not able to maintain the same standard, you're going to crash. Just imagine you have, those of you who visit the kitchen a lot, you have fresh tilapia that you want to fry, okay, and you have boiling oil. If you lift the tilapia fresh into the oil, what happens? Shh. Sometimes the oil could even splash. What it means is that tilapia, you're moving from the normal condition to a new condition. The oil is not ready to receive it in that form. So it will reject it. So the best you can do is to create an environment for you to have that tilapia move into the new environment, and the transition should be smooth. So the best you can do is to lower the heat in the oil. Then you can put the tilapia in. You see, my mom is nodding the head because she understands what I'm saying. Then when the tilapia gets into the oil, you can now increase the intensity of the oil gradually. You can liken that to retirement. So the transition from normal work or active work to retirement can be something else. If you're not able to manage it, it throws you out. So that is when you sit down and start asking all the questions. And once you start asking all the questions, if you're not fortunate, you go home fast.
Yes, you go home fast. So it is important because you need to maintain the standard of living. It also helps you to prepare for a longer life. It helps you to prepare for a longer life when you plan your retirement properly. Well, we always say that if you fail to plan, it means you are failing to. If you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Yes. Yes. So if you're not able to plan it properly, you might not have the time to live long enough. If you plan, it also helps you to meet any emergency need. Of course, as you growing, there are a lot of issues that it could be health related, it could be family related, it could be societal issues. Some will come as an emergency. If you planned, you have enough buffer to be able to deal with some of these emergency needs. It also helps you to fight against economic factors, most especially inflation. Of course, if somebody tells you if you're going to retire in 20 years' time, and somebody tells you that, oh, they need to be paying you 10,000 Ghana cedis. In 20 years' time, you'll be taking 10,000 Ghana cedis. We are likely to say, oh, that is a good deal. That is good. Oh, if I have 10 Ghana cedis, I can live good. But I can tell you that 20 years' time, 10,000 Ghana cedis might not be able to take you for a day or two. Simply because there's that monster there called inflation that will chop a chunk of that money, that what you plan to do with it, you can't do. So when you plan your retirement properly, you'll be able to fight the effect of inflation. Most importantly, you also have the opportunity to leave some legacy. Our essence in life is not just to walk through life and then vanish into thin air, but I want to leave a mark behind for posterity. So you want to be asking yourself, if I depart today, what am I leaving for the younger generation? There could be your children, or there could be anyone who depends on you. Remember that when you plan properly, it also gives you the opportunity to help others, especially your family. Especially your family. Your kids, of course, are the most important assets that you want to invest in. But you spend all the time on them. Yes, I agree. They'll go to London, they'll be living in the US, and they'll be calling you back in Ghana, oh, daddy, mommy, how are you? But they will not be here to take care of you. Agreed. Yes, the elderly ones who understand what I'm saying now. They will not be here to take care. They can be sending all the money, but the money will not be enough for you to enjoy your time in retirement. That is why sometimes you need to make provision for your family. Yes, make provision. Invest a bit of it in them, because at the time your kids are in America and in Britain, they will also be around you to tell you nice stories so that you can be excited and you also have some energy to live on. It also helps you to become financially independent. Financially independent. This is not the time to call Kwegu. You're not sending me anything this month. What is happening? And once the thing is delaying, then you are getting angry. And once you are getting angry, your BP is going up. The next time, ambulance, ping, 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 ping. But if you are financially independent, you've invested enough towards your post-retirement. I mean, the cash will be flowing. Some will be coming from the treasury bills. Some will be coming from the bonds you've invested in. oh, those buildings that you put up there, they'll be paying the rent, right? In a month, the money hits your account and you'll be smiling. When you get up, oh, I'm going to holidays. So you'll be in the East region, sleeping in the best of hotels. You find yourself in Dubai, and you'll be sleeping in some nice hotels. Tell me, with all this, won't you live long? Oh, you live long. Oh, you won't live long. Oh, you definitely live long. That is why it's very, very important for us to pay attention to this retirement planning. Jerry, to look at the issue of knowledge in financial literacy and retirement planning. As Jerry was initially illustrating, what was happening in our father's time is not the same thing that is happening now. The financial literacy knowledge 30 years, 50 years ago is not the same thing. So obviously, that note on financial literacy 20 years time should not be repeated now because the dynamics are changing, right? So therefore, we need to have a clearer understanding of the issues now so that we'll be able to make the right retirement planning decisions. If you look at the issues now, the younger generation, once you start talking about financial literacy and retirement planning, it's difficult to convince them. Some feel like, for me, I just need to develop myself. There's more time for me. Oh, I have a lot of time. So when you call for, if you put up an ad and say, look, come, let's have a discussion on financial literacy, as Max and his team is doing, I'm sure that the younger ones here, if not that somebody pushed them, they won't come. They are not interested. They will not be interested. What is the issue? So that is the first issue here. Why is that the younger people within our system are not interested in financial literacy and also retirement plan? Why? Could it be that our educational system are dysfunctional in terms of creating that environment and delivering the right lectures on the need to plan? Could it be so? Or could it be that we parents are failing to start creating that awareness within our kids? That, look, you need to have an idea about your finance, the issues, the trending issues in the finance. Is it that we are failing to create that to be part of their DNA right from the beginning? Oh, could it be that we are not deliberate about this whole issue? Or could it be that government is not too much bothered about it? That we are focusing on other things, building roads, 24-hour economy, free SHS, but we are not deliberate about creating that awareness within the younger age group. And these are serious issues. And I'm very happy this team is trying to bring this to the table. And I'm also hoping that this discussion move on so that we can have all the stakeholders involved and see how we can get institutions to deliberately include this, especially in academia, to include this in their educational curricula. It's very, very important. The second group is the elderly, who will keep asking themselves, and my daddy really puts that so clear. He says, they wish they know what they know now when they were young, as far as retirement planning or investment is concerned. So if you ask most people who are 60 years and above for retirement, They will tell you, I wish I know. I wish Maxwell Group of Investment were in my days so that they can tell me what I have to do. I wish that this investment is there. I could have done it. I wish. So this is a group who says we are not interested. They have the opportunity. We are not interested. This is another group who say, oh, we wish we had that knowledge. Whichever way it is not too late. It is not too late. That is why we are here. And the need to properly plan in terms of investment towards our retirement. I also want to draw attention to another knowledge shift. As I mentioned earlier, the financial system or our financial market is dynamic. Things are changing. Instruments that were not available 10 years today is a different story. So the first person Jerry asked, the younger group, they started talking about cryptocurrency. So you can see that their time, things are different. So, and one of our, I think I saw that he was asked, do you know about cryptocurrency? He said, no, I have no idea. But it's existing. That is the era now. Those are some of the instruments that are, in quote, trending, that are making the money. So having a knowledge on the relevant investment and also having a knowledge about how to manage this investment is very key. So when the younger ones are talking about the cryptocurrencies, the other ones will be talking about land. They'll be talking about land. But there is something that we need to be aware of. What are the dynamics? The dynamics. We need to consider the issue of what is trending. Currently, we are in a situation where risk-free instruments, what we call the treasury bill, the yield is higher than risky assets like bonds, like government bonds or any other bonds. Yes, anybody can check that. Meanwhile, classical economists will tell us that risky assets, you have a higher returns than risk-free. But we are in a situation where risk-free, so everybody is now investing in risk-free treasury bill because the yield on the treasury bill will not be higher than taking any other extra risk in investing. If you don't have an idea on what is trending, you end up taking the wrong decision. So having a clearer financial idea about the most relevant instrument is key. In financial literacy and retirement planning, you could also be asking yourself, what would be the state of my investment? Should there be any regulatory readjustment? So in case there is a regulation into an industry, let's say insurance industry, it could affect your returns. So having an idea about the financial literacy as far as the financial insurance industry is concerned is very, very important. In the banking sector, BOJ can come up with a new regulation and it can affect your investment. No two ways about that. It could also be possible there could be a cleanup. We had a cleanup in the banking sector. Who knows? We could have a cleanup in the insurance sector. The next time, we don't know where the cleanup is going to come from. Or it could be a cleanup in the, of course, pensions. Yes. So you'll be asking, if there is a cleanup, to what degree will it affect my investment? And you must factor all that into your financial planning. Have a detailed knowledge and make provision for it. Oh, there could even be haircuts. And I'm very happy that now most Ghanaians know what a haircut is. if there is a haircut, obviously you'll be affected. Some people have lost almost half of their investment as a result of our current haircuts. I had an investment somewhere. I needed the money to do some other investment. And I called the broker, can you dissolve this investment for me? Say, Fred, if I do, you're going to lose this amount of money because we are using something we call market value. I said, you? Really? I said, okay, if that's the case, then leave that money there. I'll go and borrow the money from somewhere and use it to do that business. But you also must be mindful of the possibility of haircuts and how it can affect your planning, your investment. Remember, debt restructuring is not too far from us because we are in it, right? Yes. Wherever you invest, what quantum of investment you have in there, if there is a debt restructuring, you will be affected. And all this are the new change, reposition in knowledge as far as financial literacy and retirement is concerned. You mentioned something about haircuts, people will be looking at you like, what are you talking about? If you talk about debt restructuring, it sounds like it's something in book. Yeah. But now we understand. We understand what it is. Look at the knowledge fields within our economy or within our country. We should also be mindful that globally there are changes that are happening across. We should be mindful of the fact that war in Israel can affect your investment. Oh, if COVID can affect our economic conditions, then of course the war in Russia and Ukraine obviously would have effect, and any other war between Israel and the rest in the Middle East would definitely affect our planning, our investment. Hello. So globally, we need to be aware of the change, the shift in knowledge as far as their financial positions are concerned. Cryptocurrency and IA, artificial intelligence, is what is driving the world now. Somebody can sit in the comfort of his home and be making thousands of money. The dynamics are changing. And the earlier we get involved and understand the issues, the better it will be for us to properly understand the financial issues and then plan for our retirement. Why should we be bothered? If we are not bothered, there's a strong link between financial literacy and economic development. That one, no two ways about it. But retirement planning and economic development, the link is not clear. What it means is that if you don't plan and you misuse your money, that money will shift from you to another person. And that person will make good use of it, and at retirement, you'll be the one who will be crying. We need to be bothered because retirement is a time to retire from active work, but not to retire from life. If we want to enjoy the concluding part of our lives, we need to plan now. And if we have the right information, we have the right knowledge, and we do the right thing, I think that we'll be happy in retirement, all of us, and those around us will be happy. There will be peace in the country, and we are all going to have a very conducive environment to live and live long. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.